Welcome to your 30-minute Vinyasa flow class for pregnancy. My name is Cassie. I'm a prenatal yoga teacher and exercise specialist, and although I am not currently pregnant, I am a mama to one toddler girl. So we're going to be using 2 yoga blocks, so grab those or something similar, and then you might also want a bolster or a pillow to make you more comfortable in our side lying shavasana. When you're ready to get started, come join me on your mat. To get started, you can bring your blocks to either side of the front of your mat, and we'll begin in child's pose. Big toes touch, knees open as wide as you need to accommodate your growing belly, and then arms can either extend forward, or you can bring your hands underneath your forehead, or even add a block under your head. Just make sure that your forehead has something to rest against, and then soften all the muscles in your face. Drop heavy through the hips. Soften behind the knees and the front of your hip flexors. And anchor with your breath. Start to deepen that breath, breathing into your back, your sides, sending your breath around your baby. And then long exhale out of your nose or your mouth. As you settle into this time for yourself, I offer you the affirmation, my body has all the strength that I need. My body has all of the strength that I need. And then if your arms aren't already, extend them in front of you. And then slide your right arm underneath your chest, taking a shoulder opener. So opening up the front of that shoulder. Rest your chest back on the arm. And then rather than opening that left shoulder up, keep it facing the ground. And you can open your right hand, spreading the fingers apart. And then squeeze them back together. Just bringing that blood flow down through the limb. And then switch sides, right arm goes forward, left arm slides underneath your chest. And drop that right shoulder down, and then again you can open and close that left hand. Bring your left hand back through center, and then rise up to your hands and knees, coming into a tabletop position. Spread your fingers out wide, and then take a few rounds of cat-cow. As you inhale, lift your chest, lift your tailbone, your neck, and your head. And as you exhale, start to curl the hips under, scoop up through the belly, hugging your baby towards you, rounding through that back, and releasing the head. And continue to move in this wave. Inhale, opening up. Focusing more on the chest reaching forward than a really dumping of the low belly. Then exhale, press away, strong exhale, lifting from your pelvic floor, your low belly, hugging that baby towards you. And then come back through center. Tuck your toes under, and then spin your fingers either all the way back to face your knees or out to the side. And then walk your hands a little closer to you. The closer you move your hands, the less intense it'll be on your wrists and your forearms. And then from here, just start to rock your hips back towards your heels so that you feel the stretch in the bottoms of your feet and toes. And at the same time, you can start to pick your wrists off of the mat. So lifting the palms of your hands up, just stretching through the fingers and the forearms. And then see if you can sit all the way back on the feet and go ahead and just roll the wrists out for a second. Roll it out. If it becomes too much for the feet, go ahead, release those toes. Bring your hands the other direction, and then just shake them out. Come back to all fours and find a bird dog balance. With an inhale, sweep your right arm forward. Lift your left leg behind you. From here, you really want to think of, again, hugging that baby in towards you so that you're not collapsing down with the ribs, but you're really fighting against that gravity, wrapping your baby in that secure brace. Activate through the back leg, flex the heel, engage the hamstring and glute. And then stay right here or bend your back leg, reach behind and see if you can catch onto your foot. It's natural in pregnancy for your balance to be off. So just be gracious with yourself when you fall out of it, just come back. And rather than making this into a big back bend, make more of a quad stretch. Draw your heel towards your glute. Think of scooping your hips under. So drawing that tailbone straight back. And then re-extend your arm and leg. And then come back to all fours. Switching sides, left arm forward, right leg reaches back. Resist gravity, press strong through that bottom arm. Good, lift your belly towards you, and then hold here. Good, can you activate that back glute more? Reach longer through the left fingertips. And then again, hold the balance or bend your back leg. See if you can catch onto your foot, taking a quad stretch. Think of pulling the low belly in, almost like you're gonna tuck the hips under. Draw your heel towards your glute. Re-extend arm and leg. And come back to all fours. And from here, reach your right leg behind you. This time, keep your toes on the ground and then cross your right leg behind your left as you look over your left shoulder, creating a side bend through that right side. Press back through that right heel. And then again, scooping up through the low belly. So you should feel this right around that low back and the outer right hip. And then sweep that right leg back behind you. Take it all the way towards the side as you step into a lizard lunge. So you're going to toe heel your right foot towards the front of your mat. Grab your blocks underneath your hands. You can take the blocks as high as you need, again, to give yourself that space. And then bend into your front knee. Open up through the chest. And then as you exhale, start to send your hips back. Your front leg may or may not straighten. The goal is you don't want to lift your foot up. You want to lengthen back with that right hip. If you're able to pick your right foot up off of the ground, lift it up. Circle the ankle out. Big circle, spread the toes apart, both directions. And then bend back into your front knee. Galaxy pose. Turn your toes at a slight angle. Roll onto the outer edge of your foot. Right hand can come to your thigh. You may want to take your left hand back to the floor. Gently guide your chest away from your thigh. Being really mindful to create that balance between the strength and flexibility. We already are more flexible during pregnancy, so you don't want to go to your end range. You want to back off. Activate that left glute. And then just easy breath. Exhale, softening, opening. Bring your right foot back to your mat. Hands to the blocks. And switch sides. Take that right knee back. And this time, left leg reaches behind you. Toes on the ground. Cross them behind your right. Look over your right shoulder. The more that you push into your right palm, the more that you'll feel that stretch through that left hip. You can do this hands on the floor or blocks. Press that right heel back. And continue to draw the ribs towards the left. And then, like you're moving your leg on a clock, bring that left leg behind you out to the side and towards your left hand. Good. Wiggle your way there. And then start to lower the hips forward, open up through the chest. Breath in. Exhale, hips go back. An option to pick your left foot up off of the mat. Circle the ankle out. Spread the toes. Let that entire leg move along with the foot. So you're working up that kinetic chain. And then bend back into your front knee, galaxy pose. Turn your left foot for about 45 degrees. Roll onto the outer edge of your foot so your toes and your knees are still in a line. You can take your left hand towards your thigh, lean away from it, open the shoulder. Gaze may travel up to the ceiling, allowing a sense of freedom, of openness to travel through your body. And then bring your hands back to your mat. Once again, come to all fours and find your first downward facing dog. You may find blocks under your hands to enable you to find some more length in your low back and take a little bit of that pressure off of the shoulders. So hands on blocks or the floor, regardless, push strong through the knuckles. And then start to pedal out your legs. Bend one knee, bend the other knee. And then start to walk your feet behind the blocks. So nice wide walks all the way up to the front of your mat. Blocks move to an appropriate level to give you stability to push onto them. Soft bend in your knees, fold. Halfway lift, lengthen the chest. Once again, exhale, folding over. Good, bend your knees a little more so that you're not hanging out in your joints, but instead getting into the muscles. Press strong through the feet. And interlace your hands behind your back here. See if you can reach your knuckles away from your low back. And then rather than just extending the arms and dumping forward, create this by hugging the shoulder blades together, pressing the palms together. You can always do this if you happen to have a strap, grabbing on there. And release your arms. Bring your hands to your thighs. Roll yourself up to stand. Take a big inhale, sweep the arms up. Hands to your heart center. Full breath in. Long breath out. As you inhale, reach your arms up. Grab your right wrist, side bend over to the left. Back up through center, lift out of your hips, and then go to the other side, up and over to the right, thinking more up than over. And then back through center, reach your arms up. Forward fold. Hands to your blocks, take a halfway lift. Step your knees down to your mat, coming onto all fours. From here, we're going to take some chaturanga push-ups. You have different options here. So of course you can do a full plank. If you have your hands on the ground and a full plank, that's going to be the most challenging option. Lift your surface higher, so bring something under your hands or drop your knees to take some of the pressure off. Prioritize hugging your baby in towards you and really creating good alignment here rather than just maxing out. So as you're ready, you're going to start to bend your elbows just to about a 45 degrees and then draw the shoulder heads back. Scoop up through the low belly and strong exhale, press up. Let's go for about 5 of them. Inhale as you bend your elbows. Strong exhale, out of the mouth, lift away. 3, inhale, bend. Strong exhale, press away. You got it, 2 more. Big inhale, scoop your baby in towards you, press away. Last time, inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. Downward facing dog. You decide if you want to stay in stillness or add some movement. From here, lift your right leg up. Keep pointing your right hip down in line with your left as you imagine that your right foot is pressing against a wall. Super strong lifted leg. Start to bend your heel towards your glute and then step your foot either in between your hands or a little wider depending on the size of your belly as we come into a crescent lunge. So feet a little wider. Lift your arms up. And then bend into your front knee. Slight bend into your back leg as you lower the tailbone down, lift the low belly up and in. Good. From here, you're going to bend your left knee, hover it above the ground, and then exhale, lift it back up. Here we go. Bend it down, strong exhale. Tap into your inner strength. My body has all of the strength that I need. Keep going for 4 more. Inhale down, exhale away. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Open your arms out to the side. Again, maintain that slight bend in the back knee. Tailbone down. Lift up through the pubic bone. And then stay tall as you rotate towards the right. Breathe into your side body. Can you feel that expansion in the right rib cage? Reaching long through that left arm. Warrior 2. Windmill your arms up and open. You get my backside here. Bend into your front knee. You may need to walk your feet a little bit more in line so that front foot is relatively in front of the back one, but really it's just about what feels good for your hips here. Bend into your front knee. Use the strength of that front hip to open that thigh up. And then be in it. When those waves of intensity come, can you soften with it? Can you go into the depths of sensation? Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach for your back leg. Warrior 2, press your arms back out. 2 more times. Inhale, reach back. Stay low in that front knee. Exhale, warrior 2. 1 more time. Inhale, reach back. Warrior 2. Now straight in that front leg. Good. Think of squeezing your inner thighs together to balance out around the pelvis as you reach forward, coming into triangle pose. Right hand can go to your shin, or you can take a block behind your leg. Prioritize staying lifted out of your hips in this pose. Reach your left arm towards the ceiling. And then find a spot to steady your gaze, whether that be to the top arm. If that doesn't feel good for your neck, you can gaze down. But find one spot and focus on it. As the eyes steady, the attention steadies. See what you feel. Allow that breath to animate the pose. Make it come alive. And the next inhale, rise back up, warrior 2. Straighten your front leg. Turn your toes to face the long edge of your mat. Should have started the other way. And then dial your toes slightly in and your heels out. So you're in this kind of like pigeon stance to open up the back of your pelvis or the bottom of it, your pelvic outlet. From here, fold over. You can take blocks under your hands, and depending on how far along you are, it might feel good to go all the way down, or you may want to keep your back more like parallel to the ground. Bend into your front knee. And then bend into your back knee. And creating this wave side to side. And then come through center. Rise all the way up to stand, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, reach back. Cartwheel your hands down to your mat, coming into your high plank. Side plank. So you can drop the knees, left hand down, right arm up, right here. You may extend your top leg or extend both legs. Press the ground away. Hug your baby in close to you, and then expand through that top arm. With control, come back to your high plank. You got it. Downward facing dog. Good. I'm not going to tell you, but you take breaks when you need them. Other side, left leg lifts up high, three-legged dog. And can you activate that left glute? Flex your toes toward your mat. And then like a hamstring curl, bring your heel towards your glute. And with control, step it towards your left hand. Crescent lunge, rise on up. And settle into your legs, micro bend in that back knee. We're already in this arched position during pregnancy, so you're working to counter that by dropping the tailbone down, scooping up through the pubic bone. And then here we go, bend your back knee and straighten it up for 5. Bend and straighten for 4. For 3. For 2. For 1. Open your arms, rotate towards your front leg. Good. Push into your front big toe to help you find that balance. Lengthen back through that left hip. And then warrior 2, sweep the arms up and open. And bend into your front knee. And then you arrive strong and confident in your body, welcoming all the sensations that arrive. And as the heat builds in your legs, can you cool it with the breath? Can you steady it with your mind and your gaze? Reverse your warrior, reach for your back leg. You can follow that left arm up. And then warrior 2, press back open like your arms are pushing water down. 2 more times. Inhale, reverse. Challenge yourself to stay low in that front knee. Warrior 2. 1 more time, reverse. Warrior 2. Straighten your front leg. Reach forward, triangle pose. Again, hand can come into shin, pressing shin and hand together, or take a block. You're not going to your deepest pose. You're just going to a place where you can feel that side body opening, the hip opening, but staying integrated and activated, squeezing the inner thighs, drawing the shoulders onto your back. And then find your spot to look at. There might be a lot of things going on around you when you give birth. But you go into your own world and you come into your strong connected center, that place where you are unmessable. Rise back up, warrior 2. And straighten your front leg. And from here, let's come into goddess pose. Heels in, toes out. You can slightly shorten the stance. And then as you sit low, find a position where your knees are more or less towards your second or third toes. So using the strength of those hips to push the thighs back. And take a hand to your baby, a hand to your heart. And just little movements up and down. Up and down as you send the warmth from your hands to your baby, to yourself. You're in this together. Keep going up and down. And strong legs are carrying you. And feet are rooted into the mat. Keep going up and down for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Sit low. Maybe you add a smile to your face or even laugh as the intensity builds. Right? Laughter is always there to help cool us down. And then can you lift your right heel up? You got it. Go for 4, for 3, for 2, 1. Right heel down, left heel lifts up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your left heel down. Straighten your legs. Warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, reach back. Hands cartwheel towards your mat. We're moving to that side plank. So you can lower the back knee. And then this time, right hand is down, left arm is up. So really great for activating that deep core system. Your obliques that help to support your back, especially as your baby grows. Help to support your pelvic floor. Good. You take this side where you're at today. Maybe both knees down, one leg out, or both legs out.
Hand can also support your head, pressing into it if your neck bothers you. Good. Push the ground away. And then come back, lower to your knees. Downward facing dog, last one. Big breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, side away. And walk your feet wide to the front of your mat. Good. Walk, walk, walk. Good. Grab a block, bring it between your inner thighs, and let's find a chair pose. I'm gonna face you, but you can stay facing front. Good. Arms can reach up, or you can bring them to your heart. Squeeze your inner thighs into the block, and I want you to feel if one inner thigh is working a little harder than the other one. Our inner thighs are so important for balancing out our pelvis. So if you ever get that pain at your pubic bone or pain in the back and the SI joints, one of the reasons could be that one of your inner thighs is working a little harder. So you're just playing with equally squeezing, and then you can play with moving the right hip back in space a little bit, or the left hip back, so like one knee forward, hip back. You're kind of just sliding here. And then stop in a place where you can feel that equal pressing in on the block. Yes, I know the heat is building. Hips are neither overly arching nor rounding. You're just sitting straight back into those strong glutes. You can even take your hands to your glutes. It's so good to feel your body. Good, stay here. If you want more, you can lift your heels. Ooh. Good. With a smile on your face, take one more breath. And then release your heels, straighten all the way up. Good, give your thighs a little shake. Malasana pose. Bring your feet about as wide as your mat, heels in, toes out. And then start to sit your hips down low. You have the option of taking a block here and sitting on it. Not having something underneath your hips and your pelvic floor can help you to just feel those muscles and those bones. So if you're able to comfortably sit on a block, I'd recommend it. And then as you breathe in, your inhale travels down and lengthens your pelvic floor. See if you can feel, and if not feel, just visualize that breath going down, opening up, sit bone to sit bone, pubic bone into tailbone. And then just relax as you exhale. One more time. Inhale, opening up. And for today, just relax as you exhale. And then come to have a seat. You can bring your hands behind you. Sit back. Bend your knees, prepping for reverse tabletop here. Hands come behind you, fingers facing your glutes or turned out a little bit. And then actively press into your feet and feel like you're pulling them back towards your hips. So like you're gonna go like that. Hamstrings, activate those hamstrings. So important during pregnancy. Keep activating your hamstrings as you start to lift your hips up. So you're feeling like you're moving your feet back. Tailbone goes forward. Good, baby lifts up and towards you. You can look at your baby and like you have see-through glasses on. Imagine what they look like. Say hello. And then lower all the way back down. Good, one more time. If that is a lot on the wrist, you can also just stay right here and open your chest. Otherwise, activate the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, by pulling your heels towards you. Lift your hips, say hello, and then you can also drop your head back, release through the neck. Oh, it feels so good. And lower all the way down. Good. May or may not feel good depending on how far along you are and how much weight you have. Good, circle out the wrists. Bring your feet even wider, and now windshield wiper, drop your knees over to the right, and then over to the left. And the next time that you go over to the right, stay right there. You have the option of coming onto your forearms, getting that internal rotation of your left leg. Let's stay here. You're welcome to cross your right ankle over your thigh. If you're not comfortable back here, just stay up on your hands. I'm starting to slow things down now. And then if your ankle's crossed, release it. Come to the other side. Knees fall to the left. Knee is about directly forward from your right hip. Doesn't have to be exact. Very few things are exact, but just relatively so that you're getting that internal rotation of that right leg. Left ankle can cross. And soften through the jaw. Check in to see if your teeth are clenched. And then release that left foot. Bring your knees back through center. And we're going to set up for our Shavasana today. You can come to lay onto generally your left side. I'll just be on this side right now. And then if you have a blanket that you want to either put between your knees or under your belly or your back, just take a few moments to set yourself up to be comfortable. If you don't have that, block can go on your head or between your knees. And then rest your top arm wherever you'd like. And now's your time to relax. You did the work. You can take rest. If your mind jumps around with things to do, what you need to do after this class, or something that already happened, anchor your attention back on the breath, allowing it to be natural right now, not controlling it, having it come in and out of your body as it wants to. And visualizing the breath moving around your baby. And the breath with the energy of your love. Remembering that already you're the perfect mom for your baby. And they know that. And of course, you can stay here for as long as you like. Feel free to pause. Or otherwise, join me as you lift up into a seat. Bringing again one hand to baby, one hand to your heart. And breathe in strength. And breathe out fear. And repeating to yourself, I am calm, I am strong, I am ready. I am calm, I am strong, I am ready. Thank yourself for the work that you did here today. And from so much love in my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you again for joining me for this 30-minute Vinyasa flow. If you liked today's class, please hit that subscribe button and comment below letting me know how far along you are. How many weeks pregnant are you? I would love to know. Thank you so much and hope to see you on the mat soon.